Have you ever heard of a woman experiencing a heart attack alone in her bathroom just minutes after touching herself? It sounds extreme, almost unbelievable, but situations like this have happened more often than people realize, and the saddest part is that no one ever warned those women. No one ever told them that the timing of self-pleasure could carry hidden risks, especially after the age of 50. What seems like a natural, private moment of comfort can actually become dangerous if done at the wrong time. The truth is, as we grow older, our bodies change in ways most of us were never educated about. We're told how to care for our skin, our diet, and our bones, but no one prepares us for how intimacy changes with age. Self-pleasure is a natural and even healthy part of life, yet the body's response to stimulation shifts after 50. What once felt easy and harmless at 30 might carry unexpected physical stress at 60. And when no one talks about it, women are left confused, unprepared, and sometimes at risk. So let's change that. In this video, we'll explore the 7 riskiest times for women over 50 to engage in self-pleasure and why these specific moments matter far more than most people think. This conversation isn't meant to create fear, it's meant to provide understanding, protection, and empowerment. When you know how your body truly works, you don't lose pleasure, you gain confidence in experiencing it safely. The first risky moment is during those quiet early hours of the morning, between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m. Many women assume this is the safest time for personal intimacy. The house is quiet, there are no interruptions, and it feels peaceful. But medically, these early hours are when your heart is under the most stress. This is due to something called the morning surge. As your body wakes, your nervous system shifts from rest to alertness, causing your heart rate and blood pressure to rise suddenly. It's a natural reaction, but it also means your heart is working harder than usual. When you add the increase in heart rate and muscle tension that happens during self-pleasure, you create a spike of cardiovascular strain at the very moment your heart is already under pressure. For younger bodies, this isn't a big deal. But for women over 50, especially those with high blood pressure or circulation issues, this combination can trigger dizziness, chest tightness, or even a heart event. The safest choice is to let your body fully wake and stabilize before any intimate activity. Mid-morning is a better time, when your systems have adjusted and your heart is ready. The second risky moment is within 2 hours of taking blood pressure medication. Many women don't realize how strongly their medication affects timing. Blood pressure medicines are designed to lower the pressure in your arteries to protect your heart, but they work quickly. Within 1 to 2 hours after taking them, blood pressure may drop to its lowest point of the day. At the same time, sexual arousal also lowers blood pressure because it relaxes and dilates blood vessels. When these effects stack together, it causes what I call the double dip. Your blood pressure drops twice in a short time. That can leave you lightheaded, weak, or suddenly faint. Imagine losing consciousness alone, on your bed, in a chair, or worse, in the bathroom. This is a risk many women have experienced but never understood. The solution is simple. If you take blood pressure medication, give your body at least 2 hours to settle before engaging in intimate activity. Your safety is worth the patience. The third risky moment comes right after stepping out of a hot shower or warm bath. This one surprises most women because it seems harmless, even soothing. After a warm bath, you feel relaxed, comfortable, maybe even in the mood for self-connection. But hot water causes your blood vessels to widen, dropping your blood pressure and pulling blood toward the skin. That's why you sometimes feel lightheaded stepping out of a tub. When intimacy is added immediately after, your body gets hit with another rush, your heart rate increases and your brain needs more oxygen. That combination can quickly cause dizziness, blurred vision, or even fainting. Bathrooms also carry a higher risk of injury and falls. So before any intimate activity, allow your body 30 to 45 minutes to cool and rebalance. Drink some water, walk around, get grounded. There's no rush, your body will thank you. Before we continue, it's important to say this: there is nothing wrong with self-pleasure. It is not shameful. It is not unhealthy. It is a natural way to release tension, maintain emotional connection, and improve circulation and sleep. But like anything involving the body, wisdom matters. Safety matters. And now that you know how timing affects your heart, blood pressure, and circulation, you already have more knowledge than most women are ever given. In the next part, we'll uncover 4 more risky times that most women never see coming: late-night intimacy, dehydration danger, the hidden problem with long rest before stimulation, and emotional vulnerability. These final points may change the way you think about pleasure forever, and protect your health in ways no one else has told you. Now that we've explored how dehydration quietly affects your body and why even something as simple as skipping water can lead to dizziness and circulatory stress during moments of intimacy, it's time to examine another situation that is just as common and just as risky, especially among women over 50. It may not seem dangerous, but it happens after long periods of sitting or lying down. Think about those hours spent curled on the couch, watching TV, reading a favorite book, or resting in bed after a long day. Your body enters a state of stillness, but during that time, blood begins to pool in the lower part of your body. This is simply gravity at work, and it happens more frequently as we age. The circulatory system slows down slightly, and blood vessels aren't as reactive as they once were. Then suddenly, without warning, you engage in intimate activity that increases heart rate, stimulates nerve endings, and pulls blood flow to the pelvic area. Without preparation, that sudden shift from stillness to stimulation can shock the body. Many women feel a sudden rush in the head during these moments, sometimes followed by lightheadedness or a wave of weakness. One woman in her 70s shared how this sudden dizziness frightened her so much, she avoided personal pleasure for months. After relaxing in bed for over an hour, she moved too quickly into stimulation without giving her body time to adjust. In that moment, her cardiovascular system simply couldn't keep up. She didn't faint, but she came close, and it left her feeling shaken and afraid, especially because she lived alone. Unfortunately, this risk is more common than most women realize. When blood flow is slow or pooled in the legs, standing or engaging in any physical effort too quickly can cause a sharp drop in blood pressure, dizziness, or imbalance. There's also a more serious risk. Extended sitting increases the risk of blood clot formation in the legs, especially with age, reduced mobility, or certain medications. If a clot breaks loose during sudden physical activity, it can travel to the lungs and block an artery, creating a life-threatening emergency called a pulmonary embolism. It sounds extreme, but it is real. This isn't meant to cause fear. It's about awareness. The good news is, this risk has one of the simplest solutions. Before any kind of intimate activity, take 2 to 3 minutes to ease your body out of rest. Stand slowly. Roll your shoulders. Gently lift your knees one at a time or march in place for a short moment. Flex your toes and ankles to activate circulation. Let your heart rate rise gradually rather than suddenly. Think of it as a warm-up for your heart, your muscles, and your nervous system, a way of telling your body, we're about to move, get ready. These few simple steps can make your experience not only safer, but more enjoyable. Even so, not all risks are physical. Some are deeply emotional, and these are often the most overlooked. There are times in life when intimacy, whether shared or personal, has little to do with physical desire. Instead, it becomes a form of escape from emotional pain. Many women over 50 carry emotional weight quietly. Loneliness, loss, anxiety, or a general sense of emptiness can build silently over time. After losing a partner, separating from a long marriage, watching children move on, or learning to live alone after years of routine, emotional isolation becomes a quiet struggle. In these tender moments, self-pleasure may feel like a way to cope, but emotional vulnerability can distort the experience. When intimacy is used as a bandage for emotional wounds, it often brings temporary relief followed by a deeper sense of sadness. There's a physical reason for this. During sexual activity, the body releases powerful hormones like dopamine and oxytocin, the same chemicals linked to bonding, comfort, and emotional connection. They can momentarily lift mood and reduce stress. But when the activity ends, those hormones drop sharply. If a woman already feels lonely or emotionally heavy, this crash can amplify those feelings, leaving her feeling even more alone. One woman once shared that after her husband passed, she turned to late-night self-intimacy to fall asleep. But instead of comfort, she often ended up crying afterward, feeling like something was missing. That missing piece wasn't physical, it was emotional connection. This emotional risk is just as important as the physical ones. When we're emotionally raw, what we truly need isn't release, it's connection, compassion, or simply support. So before engaging in self-pleasure during emotional lows, pause and gently ask yourself, am I doing this for comfort, or am I trying to avoid a feeling I don't want to face? There is no shame in needing comfort. There is no weakness in craving closeness. But emotional health should never be sacrificed for temporary relief. When intimacy is approached from a place of clarity rather than emotional escape, it becomes healing instead of draining. With all of this said, these 7 risky times are not warnings to scare you, they are invitations to care for yourself more wisely. Self-pleasure after 50 is not wrong. It is natural, healthy, and even beneficial when done safely and with intention. Your body still deserves pleasure. Your heart still deserves tenderness. Intimacy does not expire with age, it simply evolves. What matters most is knowing your body, honoring its needs, and moving with awareness, patience, and self-respect. The goal is not to avoid pleasure, it is to enjoy it fully, safely, and confidently. You are allowed to feel good. You are allowed to explore your body. And you are allowed to do it in a way that protects your health and emotional well-being. Caring for yourself in this stage of life is not selfish, it is essential. And this journey, when embraced with wisdom, can be one of the most empowering chapters of your life.